So in this video, I want to talk about a really valuable mindset shift that has helped me in my life be less bothered in life, not be as disturbed or have as much inner turmoil when things don't go my way. And it's by having the mindset that everything is always working out for your highest good. When I started taking that mindset on, I started seeing the opportunities. And in this video, I want to talk about how transformative and how life-changing this mindset can be for you in your life in terms of your own state of being and the direction that you can take your life when you have this outlook. So, a lot of times, and I've talked about it in other videos, a lot of times we attach to certain outcomes, and when we attach to things, we resist other things. It's kind of the two sides of the stick. And in living this way, life becomes this kind of turbulent roller coaster ride of emotions, because when we get things that we want, life is good. When things aren't going the way that we want, life sucks. And it's very much outside of our control as to what happens, how things happen, and we subject our own internal state of being to the happenings of life, what's happening outside of us, and whether it's going our way or not. And as long as we live that way and think about life as happening kind of to us rather than for us, we go through life in the state of victimhood. We are victims in life, victims to what happens to us. Whereas when you can take the mindset that everything is happening for you, for your highest good, to help you grow, to push you in a direction that's better than the plans that you had for yourself, it's very empowering and it's very inspiring, because you realize that life is always working out when you have this mindset, working out in a way that maybe you didn't understand. But that's not a bad thing, because a lot of times God, universe, whatever you want to call it, has a greater plan for us than what we could have for ourselves. Or sometimes the plans that we have don't happen in the way that we think they are going to. They happen in a different way. And by having the outlook that everything is happening for us, for our highest good, for our growth, our evolution, you can see the opportunities in the detours in life. And in being able to see these opportunities, you can take on those growth opportunities that maybe you would have otherwise passed up because you were too focused on one outcome. So by having this outlook of everything happens for my highest good, life begins to open up for you. We don't go through life with this small perception. We have like blinders on otherwise, and we're only looking for the one thing that will help us, that will take us to where we want to go. And in doing that, we miss out on so much in life, so much that life is trying to show us. There's a really good quote that I like. It's by Rumi, and he said, "Live life like it's rigged in your favor." And I really like this quote because it speaks to exactly what I'm talking about. When you live life like it's rigged in your favor, like everything is working out for you to help you get to where you want to go, to help you become the highest expression of yourself, you do realize in looking back that that was always the case. Steve Jobs had a quote, and he said, "It doesn't always make sense looking forwards, but looking backwards, you can connect the dots." Something to that effect, or something along those lines, which is kind of saying the same thing. In a sense, it's saying that you won't understand what's happening when you are looking ahead. You can't connect those dots. But when you look backwards, you can, and you realize that it was always rigged in your favor. Things were always working out better than the plans that you had for yourself. A lot of times we create our own inner turmoil, our own suffering, when we don't trust the process. We rely on our own understanding in life. And in relying on our own limited understanding, it's like, imagine if you're a wave in the ocean and you as the small wave are trying to control the entire force of the ocean. How waves obviously don't have feelings, but how stressful would that be when the current of the ocean is pushing this wave in a certain direction? The wave is saying, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. I mean, it's a ridiculous thought, right? Well, the same is true with us in life. You're just a wave in the ocean of consciousness. Now you have more abilities, more conscious thought than the wave in the ocean in that analogy. But in the grand scheme of things, there's a greater intelligence that is guiding you in life. And if you can allow yourself to trust that, to allow that to guide you by letting go of your resistance and your attachments, you realize that it's always guiding you to a life that is better than what you could imagine. It's not always comfortable. It's often guiding you into certain situations or experiences that are uncomfortable. It's pushing you to grow within yourself, but it's pushing you to the highest expression of yourself on your own evolutionary journey, which as you level up yourself, your life begins to level up. There is another quote that I heard once, and it was, you can't live a level 10 life as a level 5 person. And I think life is exactly what we need to follow the path to elevate ourselves, to live that life that we want, that level 10 life. And again, if we were to go in with the mindset that everything is working out for our highest good, we could see that and we could take on that path of growth, of evolution, of elevation. And in doing so, you never know where that current of intelligence, infinite intelligence, that is God or universe, that where it's guiding you. Because I believe there's a unique plan for each of us. And if you follow that intuition, that call within your own heart, and you follow the signs outside of you, the flow of life outside of you, it's leading you to that. And there's a great book on this notion of surrender. It's called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. It's one of my favorite books. I recommend it to a lot of people. And he talks about his experiment with surrender, just letting life show him the way, saying yes to life, and the incredible journey it takes him on. And I think a lot of us are scared to surrender in life or trust the unfolding of life, that it is working out for us, because we think that things aren't going to work out. We think that we won't have enough money, we won't be provided for, whatever that is. It's a scarcity mentality. It's a mentality, a mindset of lack. And in this book, anything but that happens with Michael Singer. I don't want to give it away in case you read it, but I would highly recommend the book, The Surrender Experiment. So through seeing life that it is always happening for us, that it's rigged in our favor, we can then be able to trust. And the vibration, the energetic vibration of trust, of letting go, of detachment, of being, of alignment, you begin to attract more things into your life. It's similar to the law of assumption that Neville Goddard talked about, which is essentially living from the end. You assume that which you desire, that the life that you desire, or whatever that is happening. It's coming to you. It's on its way. And in living from that place within yourself, you live from a place of trust, you live from a place of knowing, of belief, and life begins to organize things for that to happen. Certain situations, certain opportunities, ideas come to you, insights come to you, and then it's our job to follow those things. But you can't use the law of assumption if you're too worried about every little thing. You're trying to micromanage the process. Your job isn't to micromanage the process in life. Your job is to trust the process, to leave the unfolding to that which is greater than yourself. Your job is to align with that intelligence by seeing that everything is happening for you, that seeing that life is rigged in your favor. And this is inner work. This is self-regulation. Because if your nervous system is dysregulated, you're going to be in a mindset of lack, of scarcity. You're going to be searching and trying to force things to work out, trying to control everything in life. And the energetic vibration or frequency that you emit when you're dysregulated, when you're living from a state of lack, is going to bring more of that to you. And not only that, but what you focus on expands. That your nervous system is going to dictate the lens that you look at life through, and you're going to always see that there's not enough. You're going to miss out on the abundant opportunities that are always coming to you and passing you. They're going to pass you right by when you're dysregulated. So by regulating yourself, by coming back to the present moment and being, by slowing down, by doing this inner work, which is right now in this moment, life is showing you the path to regulation. When you can do that, you begin to raise your energetic frequency. You begin to align with life, go with the flow. You're like that wave that is now flowing with the whole current of the universe. And when you are backed by that greater intelligence, you see that it is carrying you to heights that you never thought possible for yourself. And it's not going to make sense. It's sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it will. It's not worrying about the outcomes, but living from the end, living from that place within yourself that it has already happened. It's already done. Trusting that and knowing that, my flight got delayed. Well, this is happening for me in some way. I don't know how yet, but it's happening for me. Everything's working out. And then you just kind of wait and you just allow the signs and the opportunities to come your way. You stay open to those things without trying to look for them. You don't have, because again, I've talked about this in other videos. The more you look for something, sometimes the more it evades you. You just have to be. When you are in a state of beingness, presence, your perception opens, it broadens, and things will come to you more quickly. Whereas when we're in this state of, I need to find something, it's like you have sand in your hand and you clench your hand. The sand is going to fall out and you're not able to receive anything with a clenched fist. But through beingness, through presence, your hand is open. And with an open hand, you can hold more sand, for one, it's not going to fall out. And more sand can actually come into your hand that way. You're open to receiving. So having the mindset of everything is working out for my highest good has really helped me in life, changed my outlook, helped me see opportunities that are there, helped me go through life with more inner peace, less inner disturbances. Because when things don't go the way I wanted them to, I can just realize that I was too attached to something. And that's okay. I can just let that go and allow God to show me the way, to bring something better than what I thought was coming. And follow that path. Because I realize that my job in life isn't to force my way to something. It's to align with the intelligence that I'm not separate from. That maybe this limited ego of David and this character that I'm playing sees itself as separate from, by trying to force things or think with this own logical thinking mind. But that's a lower state of consciousness that is disconnected from the whole. And by returning to consciousness itself, awareness, presence, I've aligned, and you can align with that which is greater, that the ocean itself, if you will, rather than identifying with the wave. So I hope this helps. As I said, these are things that have really helped me in my life. Understanding that and living from that place of life is rigged in our favor, It's always working out for our highest good. And living from the end, that law of assumption. They're all connected. And it brings you back into presence, back into peace, less inner turmoil in life, and more things come your way. You will more easily attract things into your life. So, hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next video.